Martin from the Philippines. We're here in Real Talk Lifeline. So, in this live, people watching the live or the replay, feel free to comment down below, interact. What is this? A quick update. This is called Best Lessons. Can Honda unlock true wealth and happy money? So, I just attended the National Achievers Congress uh, just, you know, August 23, 24, 2 days. And then August 25, there was a bonus session, another session for the executive ticket holders with Ken Honda. And that's what I'm going to be sharing in this live. And that was on Sunday. Now it's already 1 a.m., 1:26 a.m. here, Monday in the Philippines, August 26th. So I'm just doing a live straight here while it's still fresh. I'll be sharing with you the best lessons I got out of this workshop. And let's get to it. So I'm going to share my screen and let's just dive into this, right? What's the good stuff? Those of you who have heard of Ken Honda, maybe you heard of Happy Money, his best-selling book, Arigato Money, I think in Japan. So over here, I'll just be sharing the day. I would say today, but technically it was yesterday, Sunday. And over here, if you could see, let me just adjust this one. Is that better? There, so you could see the screen better. This was the session. Again, it's like worth 16,000 pesos, about 300 US dollars for international viewers. And I got to learn from Ken Honda. Again, this is live workshop face to face. And there he is. So I actually got a photo with him too at the end of the session. So let's get to it. Ken Honda, I'm going to just zoom in on this. If you let me double check with you guys how it looks like for you. I'm going to zoom in here. Let's begin. So I'm just going to share with you the highlights to condense it. For those, maybe you want to like pause it if ever there are parts there. People watching the live, you can also comment, ask questions. I'll be checking the StreamYard, my dashboard, every now and then. So let's begin. Unlock true wealth and happy money. So what I'm learning from Ken Honda is that he has what he teaches, like what I learned from him is money is not just IQ or technical, but it's also highly emotional. So it requires EQ also. So typical principles of money, like IQ and EQ, would be IQ is the earn, spend, protect, increase side. It's like the skill of learning how to make money, earn money, spend it, invest it, like that. So usually it's top of mind when we think of money. Money EQ, which I learned, this was the new angle at how I learned to look at money or see money is EQ is also actually learning how to receive. So a note here that hit me was unless you receive well, you can't be happy. And that one really hit me because growing up, the culture, at least where I'm from, is we're taught to keep giving. And there's even that line like it's better to give than to receive, which I learned in more recent years is not totally accurate because for every giver, there actually has to be a receiver. So unless you receive well, you can't be happy. And I find this to be very true because my challenge is learning how to receive well. Part of money EQ is also how to enjoy money. So what does that mean, right? A lot of us know how to earn money. A lot of us know how to save money. But then some of us, we don't know how to enjoy it. And then to trust, so it gets a little deeper here, that trusting money is no matter what happens, life will be good. And some of you, like comment down below if you already understand that, comment trust. Or maybe some of you, like myself, we're still learning how to trust that no matter what happens, we think, what if we run out of money, right? Life will still be good. So very interesting. There were people in that workshop, I think around maybe just 100 of us. And someone shared they actually could relate to that. And a person could actually live that. No matter what happens in their family, they can still smile through financial good times or hardships. Next, the last for the money EQ would be to share. So sharing money is, and the note here is share once you have more than enough. So that's a very good distinction because some of us, we grow up to be selfless in an unhealthy way where we can't even support ourselves and we're expected to just keep giving. So what I like about Ken Honda is he said in the Q&A, I'm kind of jumping in the ahead, but the Q&A was the last part of the workshop. Someone asked, am I selfish? What can I do? So Ken Honda surprisingly said, being selfish, it's not a bad thing necessarily. So take care of yourself first. And then when you have enough, give from the overflow. I love that lesson in the Q&A. So why? In sharing, real happiness begins. And some of you get this. Some of you get more fulfillment when you share, even without money. When you share your food, sometimes it even feels better than eating the food yourself or myself. So, what's the perfect balance? You need to release to receive more. So, I like this one because it the line here, the nice thought was money is like air, right? Money is air to me. Every time we inhale, we receive, right? It's also healthy to exhale, right? It's part of life. It's part of the cycle. It's also part of cleansing, clearing the body. And then we could receive more after. So it's like giving and receiving, right? Or letting it out, right? And letting it in. Types of assets, I'll just go through this quickly. Visible, again, very typical of what we know about assets. Things we could see, hold, right? Building land, stock cars, art to watch. Invisible, this was the insight I got. So there are invisible assets, our relationship, our skills, our certifications, meaning like our qualifications, like that. And these are the things we overlook at times. An example of Ken Honda that he would give in the workshop and when he would talk is invisible asset is if you run out of money, do you have people who you could sleep or stay over in their house for a day, a week, a month, maybe even a year? So that is an asset because it would help you survive and then you can get back on your feet. So next types of invisible assets, there's a scale here, high to low. Why? Sometimes we have invisible assets and they can't be monetized. For example, here in the notes, peace of mind, self-image. Now, sometimes you could get real creative and some of you can even monetize that because anything's possible. Some of you have a seminar on like meditation or Psycho-Cybernetics. Have you heard of that book by Dr. Maxwell Maltz? It's actually about your self-image and how you could actually change it, right, for the better. So I believe he monetized that like by writing a book. And then some of our invisible assets take some time to build. Family, friends, our health, right? Likability, virtue, trust, our brand. And then some can be monetized very quickly. Gifts or qualifications, experience, popularity, right? You could easily convert that a customer or content. So like right now, what we're doing. So if anyone, you want to actually give back, like as a thank you, right? Just comment down below, right? Like comment thank you real talk lifeline. I'll send you like a link, like where there's a gcash or like a bank account that you could gift me, right? So that's an example of how you can instantly monetize something. Now, of course, the content has to provide value. You have to really help someone solve a problem, right? It has to help them to the degree wherein they actually feel like they want to repay you. So next, we're going on here as we move forward. This workshop is actually, this was from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So this is just an afternoon. It's a condensed version of a 3-day seminar actually that Ken Honda does. So next page over here, I'm just checking. Let's see if I could pop my head up here and you could see me also. So I'm just going to zoom in as well. So over here, let me zoom in. Let's see if you could see it well. All right, you guys can still see it. I'm gonna check the comments, by the way. I see Nick over here, so the time zone's in your favor, Nick. Yeah, happy money. That's Ken Honda, brick by brick build. Because Nick over here is from the US, so this is what we're doing right now: provide value and help solve people's problems. So let's move forward, Nick. I want to share with you the best lessons, the good stuff I got from Ken Honda. So over here, this is the next page. Relationship between money and happiness. So very simple, you could see whether you're wealthy or poor or unhappy and happy, you know, here's the correlation, right? At the very worst, you could be unhappy and poor, but just because you're wealthy doesn't mean that you're happy, right? So also just because you're poor doesn't necessarily mean you're unhappy. You could also be happy and poor. And we see that here in the Philippines, right? So the goal is you can be happy and wealthy at the same time. So what does money mean to you? Because it means different things to different people. Personally, type in the comments down below, what does money mean to you? I'm curious to know as I read some examples over here, right? So again, I know Nick, thank you so much for participating here in the live. So here are some examples for people. It might mean freedom. Money might mean security. Money might mean power. Money might mean validation for you, right? Like I want to prove them wrong. I want to prove that I could be rich, right? Money can mean something totally different. It can mean love. It can mean appreciation. Money might mean self-expression. And then here, last, money can mean responsibility, which in this exercise, the group work, that's what it meant, right? For someone, it can mean responsibility. What does that mean? To bring much value to people and society, right? So my version of responsibility might be proper handling of resources to make it last and sustainable. Money might mean a resource, right? So for over here, I'm just reading some of your live comments. Nick, it means energy to do things. And for some people, that's very real. They exchange their energy, their work, their labor, their effort, their creativity, and money is a form to a translation of that. It can give you options and more choices. So money can actually give you an option to go to a public school, a private school, a university, home study, like that. So it gives you options to do more good or bad, to show more of who you are. So that's that saying, Nick. Money doesn't change you. It actually just reveals who you really are or who you are more. I think Will Smith also kind of quoted that line. So what does money mean to you? Next page. So this is the part where I I got in. I'm just gonna scroll up here. So when I got in the seminar, here my notes. So if money were an animal, what would it be? So I'm curious in the comments down below, in the live, or even in the replay if you're watching this. If you were an animal, if money was an animal for you, what would it be? So I'm gonna check your comments. Now, for me, Martin, myself, I put turtle. Why? Because I move slow, but I also want the I can't say it, the word longevity, right? Because turtles, they can live for like 100 plus years old. And I want sustainability. Even if it moves slow, it lasts, right? Doesn't run out. So I'm gonna check here the comments down below for for Nick. So here we go. Wow. So I believe that's like the peregrine falcon is like one of the fastest. I think even in Japan, they call that the Hayabusa because Ken Honda's Japanese, right? So I'm curious. So here, Nick, he just commented because it loves speed, right? And also action. Now here's the key, and I love that you're sharing, Nick. Here, you're interacting. You're making this way more fun. What I learned here from the group work was people give different answers. Mine was turtle, slow, l- long, sustainable, 100 plus years it can last. Peregrine Falcon for Nick, it's fast action. People have different answers. The lesson I got here is it can change. So if you're a falcon, you move fast, and that's great for like action, making money fast. There are some people, their challenge is holding on to money, right? Because it comes in fast, but it also goes out fast, or they don't know what to do with it. So it can change. Interestingly, someone said rabbit. So money is like a rabbit. Why? Because it they multiply fast. So I love that, right? So it again, whatever the meaning or connotation is it helpful for you? Is it working for you, right? Or maybe we can also change it, right? So I love that lesson. So again, just checking your comments again. Thank you so much. This makes it more fun when you participate. Thank you, Nick. So next, what is the true meaning of abundance? So very simply again here, and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. It's what you can do what you want with who you want, where you want, when you want, however you want. So very interestingly, that's the meaning that Ken Honda shared because some people they define abundance in a number, right, or in a different way. Now here's the thing. Ken Honda asked, let's talk about a number, money, right? Do you have a number where how much is enough for you? And in that room of us, again, maybe just around 100 of us in the executive ticket attending this workshop, right? The we came from a seminar or a National Achievers Congress 2 days where we were around 600 to 700 people in 2 days. So these ones, these 100 people in the room, very few of them raised their hand. So they don't even know how much is enough for them. They don't have a number. Ken Honda actually achieved financial independence already, meaning he doesn't have to rely on other people. He reached a point wherein the amount was already self sustaining or sustainable. Of course, implementing all the lessons where he has investments, he's handling his money in a way wherein he has enough for himself to pay for himself and his needs. And he even has an overflow, which is why he's able to give. So for you guys in the live in the replay, comment if you actually have a number of how much is enough for you. So you could comment Y, letter Y, like yes. You can even put a number there already, like 10 million, 50 million. And then for you, if you don't have a number yet, you don't know how much is enough for you, comment N for no. right? Like, no, I don't know. So over here, I'm just checking the comments very quickly, very quickly. So, so Nick is also talking about taking action. Very good. And then financial freedom, which is what we're talking about. So perfect. So let's just go back here to the lesson on point. What is abundance? Abundance is also the freedom to choose whatever you like. The one I marked over here was the power to receive. So these lessons, number two, hit me a lot. So the power to receive, if you are vulnerable and willing to receive, that's super key because that's what it takes to receive. A lot of us who have a hard time receiving have fear, right? What if I owe someone? What if I can't give back, right? So, are you willing to receive in total surrender? And very interesting what Ken Honda said here. It's 100 times more powerful than giving. So, super interesting when you receive. So, a line here he said, people love me and I love them too. So, it's just being able to receive that. And then if you're helping people, then you don't have to worry. So when you receive from a good place, it'll end up in helping other people as well. Because it's what you would do, it's what I would do, right? So what is abundance? It's also a fountain that flows eternally. The term that Ken Honda used was create your own pond. So it's like a fountain of money that is flowing eternally. So again, like the points mentioned here, financial freedom. I think Nick mentioned it here. I'm just popping it up again. So here, I think Nick has a number. He commented 2 million per head for 10 years. So 50 to 100 million in the next few years to 10 years top. So super cool that Nick has a number because he already knows like it will take 2 million per head if you are taking care of yourself, if you're taking care of another family member or another person. So you can start somewhere, just like here, what Nick is saying, grow it, start with 5 million per year, then becomes per month. But hey, dream bigger. Dream bigger. That's what Nick is sharing. And for me, your sharing and the other people sharing sometimes it opens my eyes. I'm like, you're actually looking at that number, and it opens my eyes as well. The next, what is abundance? Also, connections. So I like this one, super interesting. What does that mean? Ken Honda's quick story here was he met a person, and this person was just two phone calls away from anyone. He can connect to anyone in Japan except the emperor, because the emperor doesn't have like a an iPhone or a cell phone like that. You have to go through the different a different way, right? So Ken Honda at first he envied that. He's like, wow, I wish I could have that. I wish I could get a phone call or get connected with anyone in the country. Now, one day, as time passed, Ken Honda was, he was cooking, he was having a barbecue, and he had a realization. He said, this person who told me that is my friend. So I am 3 phone calls away from anyone in Japan. Now, how do you make this applicable for you? How do you make the lesson on connections? Because it's also a form of abundance. Now, I was there in the workshop. Ken Honda said, you are 4 phone calls away from being connected to anyone in Japan because you met Ken Honda, right? And he knows someone. If you can connect the dots, right? And then last, another form of abundance is feeling totally fulfilled. which I do feel after that workshop on a Sunday, right? Sunday afternoon, 1 to 5 p.m. And even if it's 1:50 a.m., I'm still doing this because I still feel that abundance and I'm sharing it back with you. So okay, next page. Let's move. So we're gonna be until page 3. So we're almost there, guys. So next, what is happy money? What is happy money? So here I'm just making sure you guys can see it. So it's money received for doing work you love. So I mark that one because some of you, if you could relate, sometimes we end up working in a job or whatever form of work, right? It is wherever you are, wherever we are. And sometimes we feel like we don't love what we're doing. So I could relate. I mean, I'm going on 10 years in the life insurance industry. And yes, there were times I loved the work. And there were times I had a mentoring team and I felt so fulfilled. And then in recent years, there were times I even reached a point, as hard as it is to admit, right? I felt like I wasn't happy with my work. So that's something I reflected on. What is happy money? Money paid out of gratitude. It can also mean income from clients, right? It can mean gift money, or it can mean investments into society and community. So, what is a note here on the side? It's about happy money is about appreciating your money. Now, the funny way Ken Honda shared it is there's some people in Japan who even bought he did this exercise with us. We took out our wallets. He asked us to hug our wallet, to talk to our wallet and say thank you. Thank you for, thank you, wallet. Thank you for the money in this wallet. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for working so hard. Thank you for being there with me. And some people even can Honda share the story, bought like a bed. It's this Japanese it's like a small mattress or bed where they put their wallet at home. And they even they tuck the wallet to sleep at night and they say thank you. So what's the point of that? As ridiculous as it may sound, it's saying thank you to your money, arigato. And the more you appreciate your money, it's like the more the money will appreciate you back. Now, if we don't appreciate money, let's say you don't appreciate someone or something, most likely what will happen? It will go away. It will go away. So I'm just gonna read this comment over here from Nick. So I'm happy with just $5,000 per month right now, but will want to make much more in just a few months once I start. Right now, stay at home dad, making nothing per year for years now. It sucks. I love my family and kiddos, but I hate not making money to be able to show my loved ones what I do. So by 2025, that's next year, I'll be making my own, even if super small. And by 2026, it'll be 250,000 wow, dollars annually. The next will be at least 1 million and so on. It's time. So Nick got the lesson here when he said acknowledge, appreciate, and allow. So also super key, right? It's not just about making more and more and more money, but happiness is not based on money as well. So let's go back to Ken Honda and what is unhappy money? What does it look like? Income from work that you dislike. The number two is funny for me. Taxes and bills you feel forced to pay. So, and we don't like that. We don't like that feeling, right? Is it possible to actually pay for taxes and be happy? There is. You pay the right amount, you're smart, you're not getting abused, you're not overpaying. We can learn sometimes from accountants too. We get help. And then I learned that when we pay our taxes, it actually goes not just to the government, but it goes to a good cause, whether it's to maintain the roads, that we drive on, the sidewalk that we walk on, instead of walking in the mud, right? You know, the taxes that were spent properly or in the right way go to good use and we use them, right? So I can say thank you for that. What is unhappy money? Money paid out of anxiety or stress. That one really hit me because it's super relatable. By the way, comment down below if ever one of these you could relate to, or you have a different answer, right? What is unhappy money? Investments made out of greed. I could relate to that. And you know it won't end well. You'll feel it. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I regret it. And unhappy money, money you feel you don't deserve. So again, if you could relate, comment down below if ever one of those really hits you. There we go. Correct. So Nick also commented here again, right? To focus on what truly matters, right? Now this live is a guide when it comes to money and how to achieve or get happy money. So two paths for the emotions that we put into our money. I don't need to read all of this, but if you could tell, Ken Honda said this. His dad mentioned money is like two sides of a coin. One side is like an angel, and then one side is like a devil. And then Ken Honda said, well, which side is it? Which side is the truth, right? And then Ken Honda's dad said, it depends on you. So, what does that mean? How are you feeling? Are you feeling this? Are you feeling these? These emotions when it comes to money: appreciation, joy, passion, love, respect, trust, support, freedom, prayer, fulfillment, self respect, or even curiosity. That was a super powerful emotion and realization for me. Or that's the angel side, right? Or are the emotions when it comes to money these, the devil side? And you can already read it yourself because I don't want to reinforce it, right? But you can just read it right there already, from anxiety all the way to scarcity, worthless. So you can read it right there, right? Whichever resonates with you. Again, this is for awareness, right? And how do we shift? How do we shift, right? From the devil to the angel? And it is possible. So Nick commented here, poverty kills way more than wealth. Money to me helps my happiness so much, enhanced, not based, but super important and urgent for how I want to live. So the key thing that when Nick commented over here is, are we focusing on poverty or are we focusing on wealth? Now, is it true? Are there some people who don't have that much money but feel wealthy? And are there people who look rich, they have a lot of money, yet they still feel like they're in poverty, meaning like a miser, right? Living in fear and scarcity. So, next, healing your money. So, all of these teachings of Ken Honda are based on Zen, or the Japanese traditional teachings. So, healing your money. Whose energy is influencing your money the most? I like this part because it's for awareness. So it could be from 1 to 5, right over here. It could be your past experiences. It could be your everyday thoughts. So even just, reflecting on that, your everyday feelings, influence from people around you, workplace, family, your environment, and even influence from your own future. So how does the future look like to us or feel like to us? And it influences our money. For example, are you excited about the future? About earning more money, getting more money, receiving more money? Or are you a future worrier, as in you worry? And Ken Honda said this, future worries, it's so it's so bad because it's like paying interest for a future debt that you never even had. So it's so damaging to us, this one. So just checking again. Okay, all good. So ending this page, looking back at your father's life. So we did these three meditations and exercises about. So what is this about? It was the father, and then I'll show you on the next page. We also did for the mother over here, and we even did grandparents. So what Ken Honda teaches is when we look back at the lives 3 generations, that's actually how you learn and are able to heal your money wounds. So when you reflect on how your father was like, right? How do they handle money? What do they say about money? How about your mother? Were they the same, or were they complete opposites, right? And then super interesting. The first time I ever learned this, he said, "Look at your grandparents too," because a lot of us, well, I could relate. I didn't really have that much interaction or experience with my grandparents. I did meet my grandmother before a few times on my mom's side, and I did meet my Lola. That's my dad's side grandparent, grandmother, sorry, my Lola. But I never met my grandpa and I never met my Lolo. I don't have a memory of them. So the way that they talked about money, the way that they handled money, it also actually influences and passes down onto us. So that's why we are. So, what's the whole lesson of this? By understanding the past, the energy blocks can be healed. So, we did like meditation here, we did group work sharing. So, it was super enlightening and helpful. And this is a condensed, compressed, shortened version because Ken Honda normally does a 3 day seminar or workshop. This was just like a few hours together. So, yet I learned so much. So, what's next? What is written in your money blueprint? Now, I'm gonna quick check over here. All right. So, live. What is written in your money blueprint? So, this one's super helpful. You could just review this. I'll say it quickly. You could pause, right? How you receive and spend money, the upper and lower limit of income. So, believe it or not, every person they have an upper and lower limit of income. What does that mean? It's like a thermostat of an air conditioner. So there are people like if you're earning, let's say 30,000 a month, you're good with that. And then upper limit, let's say you earn 100,000 a month, you're okay with that. But if you go beyond a certain point, like let's say 300,000 a month, like that, you're not okay. That's your limit. Maybe 250,000 is your limit. If you go above that, you will actually self-sabotage or adjust adjust to a lower income. Now it can also be good in the sense if your lower limit is 30,000 a month, if you start earning in a job work your income commissions went below 30,000, you only earned 25, you only earned 15,000, you only earned 5,000 in a month. Something in you will say, whoa, 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 something's off here. I gotta put more effort. I gotta get more creative. I gotta receive or earn more money. So that's what this means. Next, how much you'll earn in your lifetime. So again, your money blueprint, it could be influenced, it could be by your parents, how much they earn, right? So how much you'll earn in your lifetime. It could be influenced by your grandparents. It could be influenced by your peers, right? The people you surround yourself with. Four, if money loves you or hates you. So again, maybe you're getting it now, right? Maybe the reason why some people don't have much money is because maybe you hate money, right? Number five, amount of your assets and debt. Six, money blueprints of your family. So I mentioned it, it influences us. Money rules passed down generations, so from grandparents, etc. Number eight is what is common sense of society. So I would call that like social conditioning, or for others, it's like what's acceptable to society, what their expectation is of you in terms of money. And then next, all the money drama you've had. So some people avoid money or hate money, they stay away from it because of the drama that they've been through. And last 10 is how peaceful you feel about money. All of these makes up your money blueprint. So next, what is in your ideal money blueprint? So quickly, I'm just gonna do a check over here on the live. So what's in your ideal money blueprint? Number one, the six here. Number one is money beliefs. Number two, type of work. Number three, relationship with money. Number four, your income. Number five, assets and expenses. And number six, contributions to society. So, again, what are your beliefs about money? Are they supportive? Are they helpful? Are they abundant type of work that we do, right? That supports that. So maybe we're doing Ken Honda as an author, right? So the type of work that we do, whether it brings in enough money or it's fulfilling for us. Relationship with money, again, going back, you can check here the notes. Income, right? Over here, assets and expenses. Are we even aware of that? Do we have assets? Do we have investments? Do we have properties that are appreciating? Are we aware also of our expenses, our cost of living, to just pay for our bare necessities? And a level above is to pay for the lifestyle we want. And then contributions to society is it's yes, we receive, but then it's also that like the air, right? Money is the releasing or the giving back so that we can receive again. Why is healing important? It transforms your energy, and that's how you feel, or you become lighter if we were coming from an unhappy money place. So I'll go over to this. What are the problems of unhealed money issues? So over here, over earning. This is super interesting to me. So over earning is actually unhappy money, or an unhealed issue. So some people want to keep getting money even though they reach their number, their point wherein they can sustain themselves for the rest of their life, even their family, but they still keep earning. So it's like something's wrong. They can't be happy. Over saving. This one I'm guilty, or hits me in the heart. So I'm, like there's a balance, in other words. Overspending, well, that's the opposite, because I'm more of a saver, but I see in many people how this can be a problem, an unhealed money issue. Over worrying and stress, this one I can relate to. And then number five, numbing yourself. So maybe this is more for people who are avoidant, right? They don't want to face the problem. So that's also an unhealed money issue. So connected to that, what is common money drama, right? So I'm just checking over here in the live again. So common money drama, where it leads to is debt and the consequences, right? Owing money, being negative, bank balance, like that. Number two, divorce or family separation, because we've heard of those statistics that one of the top causes, maybe even number one of divorce, like that, family separations could be because of money. And then number three, getting yelled at for wasting money. Number four, bullying. Again, all these unhealed money issues lead to this. And then the last is jealousy. And then next, we're almost done, guys, because I only have 3 pages of notes. How to rewrite your money blueprint over here. So, number one, clarify your goals and intention. And all of these lessons from start to here, we can apply, right? Number two, raise the bar or raise the standards in your life. Now we know this. Nick gave a number, 100 million, right? 1 million. So sometimes our standards are low and like, oh, I just want 100,000. Maybe that's okay. I'm okay. My bank account has 10,000 pesos. That's enough already. Well, that's your bar. That's your standard, right? And then sometimes raising it is how to rewrite our money blueprint. Three, have multiple mentors and role models. So I'm already sharing with you one, Ken Honda. And Ken Honda has his own mentor and mentors, plural, right? Number four, earn and spend money differently. If it's not working, my challenge is I'm earning 40,000 in commissions for the entire year so far. Well, maybe I can earn differently. How am I spending my money? Okay, maybe I'm good, like handling it. But for another person, they might be overspending. How do I spend my money differently? So, number five, act as if it's already true. So, this is the challenge, but this is also why we do the meditation, guided the why and while we're learning. So this is how we act, this is how we feel, as if it was already true. And then the last part over here, how to heal your money wounds. So again, I'm just checking you guys over here in the live. Okay, last part. How to heal your money wounds. Accept that it wasn't your fault. And this is coming from a place of awareness, again, not out of like irresponsibility, right? Or no accountability. So all of this awareness, understanding our father and money, understanding our mother and money, understanding our grandparents and money, how it influences and affects us. So accept it wasn't our fault, my fault, right? Your fault. Number two, realize your parents are innocent too, because they too are just like us. Maybe they didn't have all the answers. Maybe our grandparents also passed down some wounds, right? Money wounds to them. Number three, understand what really happened, which is why we went through the processes above. Number four, revisit the memory with forgiveness. And it helps to do it when Ken Honda is guiding you. His voice is very relaxing, and we're just detaching or coming from that place where we can see the emotion without getting affected by it, right? Just more of understanding. And number five, feel compassion for yourself and others. Hopefully, all of these notes help you and I achieve that more. So, we ended with a meditation on healing your money wounds, and this session was really good. So, this is the last page already, actually. So, as I zoom out, so this was the session with him. He gave the happy money sticker, and there, that's Ken Honda. I was gonna say today, but yeah, Sunday, August 25 afternoon, and I got that photo with him. So I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. I'm just gonna look at any last comments over here in the live as we wrap up. But these were the best lessons. Again, as I go back to this one, boom, of that 4 hour, like 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, August 25, 2024, with Ken Honda. And he talked about unlock through wealth and happy money. And then you can just rewind to all those notes, the pages that I went and I walked you through. So if ever you guys there's still something else you want to learn, comment deep dive down below. I actually just finished National Achievers Congress. Vishen Lakiani came to the Philippines for the first time. So you can actually comment that down below. NAC uh, Comet Vision Lakiani, or whoever among the speakers you want to learn. I could do a live on that as well. So deep dive if you want. I'll make a live on that if you want to learn from that as well. So going back to this, we just learned about Ken Honda, unlock true wealth and happy money. Thank you. I love you. And I will see you next time.